Hey, Foos.
Yes.
What's happening?
It is episode 227. We have a special guest on today, Sage Avalon, for our music highlights. And we have so much more to discuss. But first, find a bunch of cool Foobar Show merch at tpublic.com. Find tons of new merch items like totes, travel mugs, magnets, baseball tees, and regular tees, and tons of new colors and styles. Go to our merch page found at foobarshow.com to check it all out. Also, click on the link to SoCal rock band The Fallen Electric at the bottom of foobarshow.com for music and merch, also through TeePublic. Add The Fallen Electric's music to your Spotify or Apple Music playlist today. And lastly, ALF live events, man. Whether you'd like to host your next virtual event or you're ready to go live in person or given the times in a socially responsible manner, ALF can help you do it right. They pride themselves in being the masters of audio, visual, and lighting solutions, and most recently, Foos. They've become masters of virtual events and meetings, partnering with their clients to produce live events in a socially safe environment. Go to alflei.com to get their contact information. They can be contacted via phone call or email for any questions on how they can help you produce a flawless event. That's ALF Live Events at alflei.com. That's alflei.com. Now, without further ado, Foos, episode 227, here we go. From Filthy Martini Studios in Ontario, California, it's the Foobar Show! Hey, what is up, everyone? I am Josie.
I'm Josh.
Thank y'all very much for listening to the Foobar Show. Thanks for hitting subscribe, and remember to rate, review, and tell your friends like a champ. You can always reach us and check out our merch at foobarshow.com. That's FOObarshow.com. And search FOO Bar Show on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Check us out, drop us a line, and we'll foo it up like a couple of foos. Ain't that right, Foos?
Why not?
Right.
Why not?
On tap today, we have lots to talk about for Geeking Out. We've got Falcon and Winter Soldier Easter eggs, as we are to do. We've got some sports. We got a joint report, as it is 420 week, guys. Yeah, Foos is 420. Now, I only have dabs, so I'm still celebrating with dabs. Either way, I don't care what you guys say. But so I'm excited for that. We have a special musical guest on today for the music highlights, Sage Avalon. We shot this out of order. We talked to her before we did this whole thing, and it was a delight, man. And she has some cool, soothing music for a nice sunny day. So we'll talk more about that when we have her onto the show. But first, Josh, you were absent last week. Supposedly, you were sick. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean these days? You're sick, quote.
Well, Foo, I actually was dealing with a infection in the gums last week. Too much smoking with them dabs.
What do you mean?
So
How does that happen?
So all of on Saturday while I was at work, because I work on Saturdays, I was on a phone call and I just felt a sharp pain as if someone had just literally decked me in the face.
Oh, that was me.
Shoot up.
Ghost deck?
Oh,
That was one of them ghost decks.
I knew it. I knew you got invisibility somehow, you bastard.
Yeah.
Not sharing your secrets.
It's okay.
But anyway, all I felt was just my whole face get numb, burning red, and it just felt like raw, as if it was bleeding. It wasn't, but it felt that way. So I had to rush to the dentist, get some Motrin, and then they gave me like this solution that's supposed to like numb my gums, and I was on that solution treatment for the last 7 days.
Oh wow.
Well, on Sunday, all of a sudden I broke out into a fever, low grade fever, but it was at like right an hour before we were about to start recording.
Yeah.
I just felt like dizzy and a low grade fever, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna take this day off today. Though I didn't know what I was missing, because man, what a story. G-Baby. I mean, for crying out loud.
G-Baby fell off a mountain in Hawaii.
in Hawaii.
You know
in
what?
the rain, Mike. Who the fuck hikes in the rain? First, you tell me that. Who the fuck hikes on a mountain in the rain?
Well, I don't think it was raining while he was hiking. If I remember correctly, it was raining when he had already fallen off the mountain and had to wait overnight for rescue. And throughout the course of that night, there was some showers. And we've been to Hawaii when it's raining. Like it
pours.
It pours, dude. It's like
it's a
like
fucking
Morton's.
island. It's in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Of course, it's gonna pour. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you look on the map, it's southwest. It's right there.
Yeah.
Right there. All right. All islands.
So yeah, you missed out on an interesting story with G Baby.
Well,
honestly, I would have just made it worse. So it's fine.
how's your mouth now, though?
I have no sympathy. What's that?
How's your mouth now?
It's good now. The treatment's worked. I haven't smoked in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I've done edible, obviously.
Of course,
I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, physically smoking, I've stopped, and I've seen a huge improvement in that. So smoke in moderation, people. Balance between dabs and edibles.
Oh, shut up! It's 420 week. You can't be spewing that kind of rhetoric.
Oh no! Oh no! Hold on, food. Let me clarify.
Okay.
On 420, go ham balls to the walls, dabs, edibles, you name it. Whatever floats your boat, do it all. Do it all. But before that, after that, moderation. That's all I gotta say.
Didn't we talk about this before? Like, you're supposed to clean your teeth regularly if you're gonna smoke a lot.
Well, I do. Like, I brush my teeth 3 times a day, but I wasn't using mouthwash, and that's the key. And like flossing, using mouthwash and flossing after every single meal. Everyone,
it's such a pain in the ass. It's such a simple task too, but it's such. You gotta go out of your way.
It's a pain. You gotta remember, because it's like half the time I'm faded off my ass when I'm munching, so it's just like I munch and then I go sit down and I watch TV,
and then you fall asleep.
Go do something,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
growing up sucks, man. Getting old fucking sucks.
They make it easy for you. They have these like one-use, floss picks.
You feel like such a douche ruining the environment with the unnecessary
I'm just
plastic.
gonna carry them around with me. Like come on.
Yeah. And then knowing that they're just gonna end up in a pile at the middle of the ocean, that doesn't make me feel too
If you
good.
have not seen Seaspiracy, you're a part of the problem. That's all I gotta say.
What is it
Isn't
called?
there
Part
like
of the
a
problem, Steph.
isn't
Seaspiracy. It's a Netflix documentary.
Oh, I need to check
that
it
shit
out.
is. Yeah, you will not want to eat fish ever again. I'm telling you that. It's not like that Food Inc. with people with meat. It's the opposite. Yeah, it makes you want to eat meat.
Well, there
eat
needs
cows, eat chickens. That's all I gotta say.
There needs to be a company if it doesn't already exist to make those biodegradable one-use floss.
They probably exist, but it's probably like $2 each or something ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Fucking
Or like a
$15
reusable
for a
one.
pack.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Something gouging. But I'm doing much better now, Foos. I'm probably gonna take another week off of physically smoking, and then back to it. Going this time
I've learned nothing.
Fuck.
No, not at all. That's what toothpaste and all that stuff's for. Food. That's for regular dentist visits.
Well,
also the key to this was I didn't have insurance and wasn't able to go to the dentist for a while during COVID, so didn't help.
Yeah, that didn't help at all.
Help.
Well, over the course of the last week, I've also been scolded by the Foos sister, Brittany, because apparently I didn't RSVP to the baby shower. Now, I guess I should have.
Idiot.
I should have just. I don't know what to think, because all he didn't even say, "Hey guys, look, a baby shower." All he did, if you guys remember, in the chat, in the Foobar chat, he just sent us the picture of the invite, and I was like, "Oh, cool, all right, boom, done. I'm there. Don't even trip, dog."
But did you read the invite?
No.
But you see, that's where I went wrong. And you know what? Even then, I know. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't RSVP, and I think I still have some time. But either way, I got scolded. But I'm just gonna hold up a mirror to the Foos sister, and
oh no,
and
you don't want to do that.
Oh come on, I have a lot of experience with this. Trust me.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
Make it bigger. Would you make the RSVP request a little bit bigger? It was all tiny towards the bottom. It wasn't even in black. Like, at least if you're requesting to get some information, at least put it up front, for fuck's sake.
It's too tiny for my old eyes.
Or
I can read it.
You could read the invite.
Or I can read the invite.
And you could see its natural progression of it leading to something on the bottom. Just saying.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm a little old school, and just if I get an invite, it's because they assume I'm showing up.
You're just looking for the dates. That's all you're doing.
That's exactly what it was. I saw the date, the time, the address, which is pretty much his mom's house, and that's all I needed. I didn't know that I had to reply.
Did you even see like the registry?
I mean, it was right below where they had the registry information too.
That's where I stopped. That's why it was. If it was right below it, I was like, I got all the information I need. Everything else is
so
fluff.
You stopped at the part where you have to pay. Like as soon as where money's involved, you're like, all right, I'm not reading anything.
That's it.
There's some more fine print here.
They want a gift.
It's like when you go to Rite Aid. It's like, would you like to donate 50 cents to this organization?
Just give me my fucking bill. That's it.
Yeah.
Come on, let's hurry this up.
They're gonna guilt you into it.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy doesn't want to donate.
Give me my Rite Aid sash. I need to get out of here.
What show was that? Was it?
Wait, there's a sash?
What's the receipt?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, that's CVS.
Oh, is it? It's still well.
It's
Yeah,
CVS.
Yeah, it's
yeah, you're
CVS.
right.
Yeah.
Give all the coupons.
It's CVS. You got to give them that number, and then you get a fucking foot long receipt just after you input your number.
Wasn't there a show that we were
I
watching
don't even use any of those deals.
that they shamed the person that didn't want to donate? Was it South Park?
It was South Park. It was at Whole Foods.
Oh, that's what
And
it
he's
is.
checking
It's
out when he's
Randy,
checking
right?
out at Whole Foods, and they kept asking him like, you want to donate $1? No, thanks. Oh yeah, sure. $15 on some razors. Yeah, that's nothing. There's just some poor starving kids in Africa that can't use this 15. Well, that's fine. Shaving your face is really more important. And
He's like, God damn.
yeah, that's the episode. Just imagine like that guilt. If I ever fucking got a cashier that would judge my purchases, I'm gonna say, hey, fuck you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Look, I'll donate, but I don't need to donate every time I walk into the grocery store because, I'm broke too.
It's your one-time membership fee.
Right.
Yeah.
Here, donate. Leave me alone. I'm a lifetime donator. Just once though.
Yeah, so that was my way. I got a tongue lashing from the Foos sister. But hey, I'll be there. I'll fucking be there.
And then he shows up the wrong date.
No, watch me just not. Hey, no, I'll be there.
He's gonna show up as
Gonna be the following
everything's getting shut down. They're all packing up the tables.
You guys have made
I
it.
just missed it.
Oh,
Rats.
whoa.
No. But anywho, yeah, we're gonna get into some geeking out, and we have a lot to talk about in geeking out. We have Falcon and Winter Soldier talk,
The Bucky and Sam show.
the Bucky and Sam show,
The Bucky and Sam.
and I wanted to highlight Invincible, man. How awesome has that been? So everybody, stick around. We'll be right back with geeking out. Geeking Out is brought to us by the Rooftop Lounge. Everything is literally on the house. Anyway, Foos, I wanted to... Yeah, sorry for the delayed reaction, everybody, with Josh here. But there's not even that much of a delay. The Bucky and Sam show.
My bad.
Steph.
Huh? Yeah.
The Bucky and Sam show.
The Bucky and Sam show.
It just keeps getting better. I say it every week, but it actually is just getting better. And we got some answers as to who the special cameo is going to be, and it's Elaine Benez, Juliet Louis-Dreyfus,
or the Veep.
Yeah.
Yep. Elaine Benez as none other than Madam Hydra.
Or AKA
that,
a long ass name that I couldn't remember. Do you have that name?
I will find it.
Yeah, but Madame Hydra now, for those who follow the comics, I barely caught wind of her because of her appearance in this last episode. But she used to date Nick Fury, right?
Yeah, she was a part of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, and she was one of the ones that turned to Hydra. Turned out to be one of the main Hydra heads. Mm-hmm. So I think that's essentially what they're going to be going with in this, is that she's part of the new Hydra. And her history was that she was probably a part of agents, one of the Shield's
Yeah.
agents. But yeah, man, she was a former Shield agent turned now Hydra commander, and her real name is Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
She's
You gotta put
Cajun.
that at the end of that one. Yeah. Yeah, but AKA Madam Hydra in the comics. And again, it's awesome that they're doing this because I think about it, guys, is that they're going to reintroduce John Walker as Captain Hydra. And that's how they're going to bring that Captain Hydra storyline into the Marvel universe.
So you don't think it's going to be U.S. Agent is what he's going to turn
Well,
into?
I think that they're going to somehow like refer to his time as Captain America as U.S. Agent in the future, but I think they're going to forego that U.S. Agent name and most likely go with like a Captain Hydra. That's just my theory. It most, whenever one of my theories ever panned out, never.
But that's why people listen to the show, Josh.
But that's why, Foos. That's why. Yeah, I mean, we see at the beginning of this episode, fucking Sam and Bucky doing a whole, Civil War reenactment, but this time, it's them going up against Cap America, and dude, that was a great fight scene.
It
If
was
that was
a
in
great
theaters,
fight
that
scene.
would have been fucking amazing.
And also the way that he destroyed the Falcon's wings, too, just tore him apart like that. Was
Straight tore them apart. Yeah, like it was crazy. It was great to see that, and then even that part where John Walker's getting the shield and about to do the same thing to Sam, and he's holding it back. It was a great fight scene. Great to see them finally just beat the shit out of this guy, because you know what, he deserved it, especially after that last episode.
Yeah.
And then eventually we see that America's like, no more. That's it. You're done, dude.
He didn't even last that long in the suit.
Nope.
And also him going back to Battlestar, right? Battlestar's his name? His partner?
Yeah.
His family, and telling him, yeah, I took care of the guy who killed your son, when that's just a flat out lie. That just shows you how much he can accept who he really is and is willing to just lie through his teeth, especially for the freaking person's family who was your partner for so long. To what end? Like that just it shows that this guy has the total opposite kind of character that Steve had.
It shows he has absolutely no integrity. Where Steve was just the embodiment of integrity, compassion, and just straight justice. This dude is just the complete foil to Steve. And that kind of reflects his character in the comics. He is the foil to Captain America. Granted, he wants to do anything and everything for his country. He's going about it the completely wrong way, and we're seeing that now, because at the end of this episode, if everyone watched the end credit scene, we see him creating his own shield. Because I don't know to what end, who knows, maybe it's him trying to give it back to the government to pretend like, hey, this is the real shield, or it's him actually trying to use it, because I don't know what kind of materials he's using, but I don't know if you could fake vibranium.
It's not vibranium.
It just looks like solid steel.
Yeah, it looks like steel, or who knows, just stainless steel.
I mean, he could probably get some good pointers from some cosplayers. I've seen some pretty good cosplay shields, but we'll see. We'll see the end result in the next episode.
Well, I don't think he's going to play it off as this is the shield that the government wants back, because he's also putting on his own medals in there. So he's definitely putting a signature on these, on this. And I noticed that he's painting it the same way that the original shield was, the blue and red and white, obviously, but. I would think that he would at least, give it some kind of different types of colors if it's not actually going to be a Captain America shield anymore, which I find a little interesting.
Maybe it's going to be like his star with the A.
Oh,
It was maybe it's going to be something like that. Well, who knows? But interesting tidbit about U.S. Agent's costume is that it's absent of white. And you remember, white symbolizes purity.
Yeah.
It symbolizes. So the fact that was missing from his uniform all along, then essentially a hint that, hey, look, this guy's not pure. He's not, as pure as the original Cap. This is a little bit of a darker tone. And shit, we fucking saw him. He off the dude that was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. But after that, we see Sam walk away with the shield. Bucky goes to capture Baron Zemo, which was I like that nice little dialogue between the two.
Yeah.
Especially, Bucky like just pulling the trigger even though there was absolutely nothing in there, just showing him like, I can do it, dude, but
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
And if you remember, you know how like Bucky had his list of people that he had to make amends with? Zemo was on that list. And I think he can now cross him out after that exchange.
Zemo crossed his name off
Definitely.
for him.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he said in
Zemo
their
crossed his
dialogue.
own
That's
name
right.
off
That's
his
right.
list.
Somebody wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, anyway, that happened. Everybody is asking what's in the box. Obviously, I think everybody knows that it's his new uniform, Sam's new Captain America uniform. I so want it to be Pepper Potts' head, just, for continuity purposes. You're like, what's in the box?
Quite a reference, Foo. Quite a reference.
It was her head in that movie.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know, Foo, but that would be I'm saying that would be quite a reference if they put it at the
Imagine?
end.
That's meta.
Cool. Whew, shocker.
But it's not.
Flag Smasher did it with their Flag Smasher thing on there.
Dang.
Dude, I'm just saying, Foo, that's a message right there.
Yeah, if anybody's going to send a message, that's the most intense one you can give.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, we all know it's going to be the new Captain America suit. Now, if it has to have wings, right? Because he's already that's where he shines, is being the Falcon.
Yes, and I kind of want to get to this. Is that, remember, Bucky got this from Wakanda, so maybe this suit is going to kind of materialize similar to, or the wings will materialize similar to T'Challa's, Black Panther suit.
Mm-hmm.
How it all
putting on the necklace.
He just puts on the necklace. Yeah, it does the cross and it just materializes.
Yeah.
That would be dope if the wings somehow come out like that, and they're vibranium wings that he could fly with. I think that vibranium will be incorporated into the suit somehow. To what extent, I don't know if it's the entire suit or just a couple of objects. But dude, I can't wait. I hope it's very much true to the Captain Falcon suit that we see in the comics.
Oh yeah.
And I've been seeing in social media, other dingbats like ourselves are saying that
dingbats.
That
stuff on
the what is it called? The Patch Act? Is that what they've been referencing?
Yes.
Throughout the so they figured that the Patch Act is directly related. At least the name is related to Wolverine's alter ego Patch. Right? Mm-hmm. Because he would go along with wearing a patch, so that would be like his identity, so people wouldn't know that he was the Wolverine. Do you think? Am I stretching it here? Like,
I think that is one hell of a stretch, Foo. You stretch that paper thin.
No, Wolverine's been here this entire time. Okay, have you not seen this series? He's just been peppered in.
The X-Men references have been peppered in very nicely.
Just like in WandaVision. Except more so in the Bucky and Sam show.
The Bucky and Sam show, yes.
I'll admit that there have been some in there. To what extent, and to the point where you guys are going to, no. No dice. You guys are on that island by yourselves.
And Steph and Josh, you're bigger nerds about this than I am, but speaking of Wolverine and adamantium, which is a stronger material? Is it adamantium or vibranium? Do we know this?
I think they said it was adamantium.
Yeah,
it's stronger than vibranium.
From what I remember in the comic universe, adamantium is the strongest substance in the world because it can cut vibranium.
Okay,
it can actually cut it. You can't break adamantium at all.
That's crazy. Dude, you know what I heard too? That Disney Plus was working on a Wolverine series.
Oh man, don't toy with me, sir.
Yes, sir. I don't know. I don't know like when or have they even started production. I don't know any of those details, but I did get a news flash the other day online saying that Disney Plus was going to begin working on a screenplay for a series. And this would be like just Wolverine from when he was a kid to growing up, going through World War II, all that shit. So I can't imagine how many seasons this thing is going to potentially be.
Dude, I would love to see like a young Wolverine played by Daniel Radcliffe.
Why Daniel Radcliffe?
Because you know what? I actually saw this online. It was like a fandom type of things. Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if Daniel Radcliffe was like a young Wolverine, and then they did a mock-up of him.
Yeah.
In that, muscle shirt with the beard and the hair, and I'm just like, I could kind of see it.
You could do that with anybody else, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty mighty beard, Foo. I'll give him that.
He does.
I give him that, but I don't think he can pull it off. Well,
like a young Wolverine.
He is short enough. He's the height of what Wolverine's supposed to be. Because in the comics, Wolverine's like 5'4".
Yeah. Hugh Jackman is. We don't have that guy's what, a 6-foot guy or something.
6'2", 6'3".
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
So they said in the first movie that they kind of purposely made him, filmed him at a certain angle so that he didn't seem too tall because
he would tower over all the rest of the cast when he wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. So if they got something like that, again, that'd be cool. I've heard other things too. What is it? Anthony Starr. A lot of people are campaigning for Anthony Starr, aka Homelander from the Boys, to be Wolverine.
I wouldn't hate that.
Okay.
If you've seen him in Banshee, he looks so much like Wolverine. He has like natural dark black hair.
He does.
So like if he has the natural look for it, so that would be dope. I would not hate that at all.
Yeah. I love him as Homelander, dude. Sick. That guy is such a sick fuck as a Homelander on The Boys. Which, by the way, we're gonna get a new season coming soon, so I'm so excited for that. Man. But talking more about Falcon and Winter Soldier,
does look like it.
Yeah, he does kind of look like him. He took away my train of thought here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter Soldier. Nope, I lost it.
We got 2 montages.
That's what I was gonna say. We got 2 montages. And it took me back to freaking Cobra Kai when they at least have one in every episode. Getting shit done.
It's formula.
Man, it's a montage.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. What other Easter eggs did you guys find?
Well, Steph, you want to go ahead?
Did we cover everything? Jesus Christ. Riveting.
Well, you know what? I can't think of anything. I just heard about the Wolverine thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys also saw that. Obviously, Sharon Carter is the power broker.
You sure about that?
She has to be.
I mean, she has to be. Foos.
You think she's turned?
She's been
turned.
Look
at all the shit she has.
She has a lot more resources than we thought. That's for sure.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, and then she got Batroc. Here's a little thing. This was a little spoiler that Disney did not intend. But if you watch episode 5 with subtitles, when she's on the phone and the other person on the other line, responds, the subtitles say Batroc replied.
Yeah.
And then it says with his dialogue. So it's like, dude, it right there, that spoiled the fact that Sharon Carter is somehow the power broker, or there's something deeper and darker going on with her.
She's a puppet either way, I think.
Yeah. And which begs the question, why is she helping Batroc try to kill Sam? Because that's essentially what he wants to do. He just wants to kill the Falcon when he goes to help out the Flag Smashers.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting storyline for us to kind of continue with. And also too, a big thing that we're kind of missing here is Elijah Bradley. His whole monologue and his whole interaction with Sam when he's kind of telling him what happened. Him going in, he did the exact same thing Steve did when Steve went against orders to go save all those people from the Hydra facility. And obviously, race played a bigger factor because of Sam, because of Elijah's race, they threw his ass in jail for doing that.
Yeah.
And started doing all these experiments on him. Where Steve, they just saw him as a hero and let him go. So I thought that was a pretty moving and pretty good interaction because, for me, someone that's Mexican and mostly white. I mean, my skin's white. I wouldn't have thought, hey. Similar to like what Bucky had said, but the conversation with him and Steve, they never realized the importance of giving the shield to a black man. Like they didn't know the weight that it carried. And that's kind of been the underlying theme of this whole thing is like, how, a black person being the symbol of America, the symbol of justice and peace.
And I think that because they're really bringing all this entire subject to light, it is the doubts that Sam is having about, and it I'm sure very well much played a factor in the fact that he gave it to a museum. Rather than becoming the next Captain America. And now knowing that there was a black Captain America who verbalized everything that he'd been feeling up to this point, and knowing what we know now about his character and why he didn't just become Captain America like Steve requested that he become, it's putting everything into perspective as to what he's feeling. Now, I think at the end of the conversation, Sam says, well, things are a little different now than they were back then when you were doing your thing. But there's always there's always going to be that kind of doubt. That they brought home in that conversation.
It's systemic. But I think that Sam finally realizes that, you know what, I can change things. Like, I can change, like, there's enough powerful people in the world now to where people are starting to pay attention. And if you have one of the Avengers as a black Captain America, what more attention can you get? So I think the government will realize this in this next episode, because when they see the contrast between him and John Walker, especially because I think we're going to get that fight between Sam and round 2 of Sam versus John Walker, which it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait for this season finale. I'm hoping it's a season finale, not a series finale, because they still haven't really confirmed a season 2 yet. That I'm not saying it's going to be a bad thing if they don't, because hey, if there's a movie continuing this, then fuck it, I'm all for that. But honestly, this felt like just a long ass movie. The way they shot this whole series, I'm gonna rewatch it. Like, as soon as season 6 or episode 6 comes out, I'm definitely gonna rewatch everything.
Yeah, and this last episode was, I think, an hour long. It's longer than the previous one, so it really felt like a movie. It's like, oh yes, there's even time for 2 montages, which I can't get over.
And we see Bucky and Sam come to an understanding as brothers too, which I found nice when they were playing frisbee out in the woods there.
I feel like playing frisbee out in the yard.
Yeah, ultimate frisbee.
Like a couple of bros.
And it also gave us another perspective of how much you have to train on how to throw that damn thing, the shield. When you see Sam practicing and it's coming towards him, and it gives you kind of like his view of it coming towards him, it's got to be pretty scary at that thing coming like over like 60 miles an hour right at your face.
Right. Yeah,
and not having the superpowers.
It's a metal fucking saucer that could still slice his goddamn head off if he doesn't catch it, right?
Yeah.
So, that was really cool. Seeing his montage is him building himself up to be ready to control the shield. That was what we needed, and I would have really liked it if they just showed the fucking suit at the end instead of just giving us all blue balls and not showing us anything.
We all knew that was going to happen.
No, Steph, no. I hope beyond hope it didn't.
Well, it answers the question that I've been asking since the beginning of this series. That like for example, John Walker, where are his superpowers? We are to understand from the comics that he is supposed to have the super soldier serum. That's been answered. Sam, we know that he never really becomes that super soldier, but now with this Wakanda tech backing him up, he doesn't need it.
No.
Yeah, and I think that's going to show that that's going to be his him making up for not having the super soldier serum for sure.
And I thought that this was a good cushion to have before that, because I think the writing on the wall is Sam will eventually become the next Captain America. I like the way they're doing it because they're explaining, and it's making people be like, was there a Captain America that was black? Not only was there one, there was also one back in the day with Isaiah too. But you know how people are on the internet when you introduce a black Superman or something like that, or when you talk about that kind of thing, and people are like, no, well, here in Marvel, there was precedent. There was writings, decades ago about this kind of thing happening. So I like that they're introducing it, not slowly, but the way that they're kind of like shoehorning it into the entire MCU. very tastefully. And with the times, I mean, shoot, I guess we haven't grown as a society because this whole race thing has always been a thing. We've never gotten away from it. And inherently, Captain America has been political. Like I said with the Foo on last week, the first iteration of Captain America was literally him punching Hitler in the face before we entered World War II. So they were already making a statement as Captain America, being anti-racist and all that.
Yeah, man. I mean, he essentially, I mean, if you think about it, he started off as a World War II promotion to get bonds for people to buy, military bonds. Yeah. So, yeah, if that doesn't scream out political, I don't know what the fuck you think is political. Yeah. But yeah, man, his whole series and that's what I like, is that they're still continuing the political theme, because not only are we dealing with the politics of a black, superhero, but we're also dealing with world politics, where the flag smashers, I mean, that's something a lot of people are overlooking, is that these are just people that just want the world to just be united. They don't want borders. They just want everyone to be able to go wherever the fuck they want and just live in harmony. Whereas the GRC wants to change that. They want the borders to be intact. They want to send people back to their homes, quote unquote. And it's weird, because for those that believe themselves to be enlightened, they kind of sympathize with the flag smashers, where it's just like, yeah, no borders, people just being together as one, unity for all. That makes sense. But, at the same time,
the methods are questionable, but
right,
still.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is that the methods are questionable, but the logic and the philosophy is understandable.
Well, that's what people say. There is that saying that goes, one person's terrorist is another one's freedom fighter.
Exactly.
Nobody thinks they're the villain. So
nope.
There's that to unpack too in this show, and I wish they would talk more about that as much as they have. I don't think that we've gotten to a point where we sympathize with the flag smashers, because not only were they introduced in a violent way to this show, they haven't. The only time that we saw any kind of humanity was when Sam was trying to talk her out of doing what she was doing, or at least trying to understand her before it was ruined by John Walker with his impatience in a couple episodes ago. So I think if they show more of that humanity, and MCU can do it. They've been known to have the viewer sympathize with the so be villain, but they've decided not to, and I think they're consciously doing it because, I don't know. Obviously, I think they're going to show that the flag smashers are going to be defeated at a certain point, and they don't want us to fall in love with them. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not only that, but it's the underlying super powers that they have too. So it's more of keeping track of those super soldiers, quote unquote, because they took the serum. I think 3 of them. There's 3 of them left, right?
I think so.
That have the super serum.
No, I think 4 or 5. The ones that met. That met up in that building after the GRC came in.
Yeah, it's 4
and
of them.
Evacuated it. Is it 4?
I think it's 4. This is only a handful.
Okay. Yeah, it's not many.
Yeah,
we can still fuck shit up.
So it's not just what the flag smashers are trying to represent. It's more about, okay, these are super soldiers. Now, what are we going to do? Right. Are we going to recruit them, or are we going to put them away?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. How many more episodes do we have?
1.
Just 1.
Yeah. It's gonna probably open up a Pandora's box of questions that hopefully get answered in future movies, or it's just gonna be a cliffhanger for season 2 that is not yet confirmed. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yep, I'm hoping. Here's hoping it's an actual longer series.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And now I know that we briefly touched on The Boys, which I'm excited about coming back for another season. But another superhero series has been brought to light, and I've already caught up to Invincible. I've been pleasantly surprised with what they've been doing with Invincible. It's like another... It's not The Boys. It's not MCU, DCEU. It's none of that. It's just like its own thing. And I like that it's taking place in modern times. You know, you got people dealing with cell phones and all that crap, and the drama of a kid being as young as in high school and having a dad that's equivalent to Superman, and growing up now having those powers and dealing with them, and not only that, but with the viewer knowing that his dad, normally viewed as a hero, is actually a villain, at least from what we've been shown, where he's killed what is equivalent to the rest of the Justice League in their world. Mm-hmm. And that was episode 1, right?
Yeah, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, for fuck's sake.
No.
Well, I shouldn't ruin anything for you.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Ruin it for me. I don't care. I'm going to watch it.
All right, yeah, because it's been a few weeks since this series has been out. But, dude, if you like The Boys, it has the same tone, does it not, about The Boys? Or am I just...
No, it does. It's just like, because it's written by Robert Kirkman, and he did Walking Dead. So it's just like, whew, blood and guts.
Yeah, dude. Like when people get when an alien race pops up and starts just shooting people and destroying. Yeah, like these like they're smashing people's skulls down, and you see all this blood squirt out. It's fucking intense.
Watch it, Josh. You're gonna like it.
And it's very lighthearted too. Like there's a lot of humor in it because you're dealing with like high school kids who are now going into college, like a coming of age kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's animated.
And it's so they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, Josh, you're fucking missing out. I mandate, go check it out and report back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Foo.
You're going to be very happy that you did. Trust me.
You too, Foo.
Yeah, Foo.
No, you listening.
Well, the Foo watched all of it, I think.
Oh, is he caught up? All right, cool.
Well,
yeah.
So he knows what's up. Man, I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet. It's on Prime. It's on Amazon Prime.
There's just so many shows, Foo. I mean, I'm still watching the Flash series on CW. Trying to catch up on the Superman and Lois. I'm like 3 episodes behind on that. There's a lot of manga or a lot of anime that me and the Foo kind of watch that we catch up on. I finished watching Demon Slayer, which is amazing.
Demon Slayer's good.
Amazing ass anime.
Did you watch Way of the House Husband? Oh my god.
No, I'm not watching that shit.
Dude, it's pretty funny.
It's
pretty funny.
Each episode's like,
I think you guys were
like 18, 20 minutes long. It's about this ex-Yakuza master, and then he just retired and became a house husband. And every time
he just wears an apron all day long too.
Right? Shiba Inu apron. And he's like super serious about all his housework. It's hilarious.
And every time you think he's going to throw down with like an opposing Yakuza, they just get into like a food contest. It's fucking funny, dude.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell?
Yeah, because he whenever he makes something like food wise to somebody else, they love it. It takes them back to like a simpler time when they were children on their mom's lap or something. It always turns into something stupid like that. It's funny, dude. It's fucking funny. Like it's kind of a dry humor. But I like that. I like the fact that it's only a 15-minute episode. It's very digestible.
Well,
you can get through it real quick.
Maybe I'll give it a shot, Foos. Maybe I'll give it a shot.
You got 45 minutes?
Yeah, you could go through the whole season in about 45 minutes, I think, because of how short I wouldn't say that.
No.
Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
But because it's a handful of episodes, but it's in parts. Even like one episode would have like 3 episodes within it, kind of like an Animaniacs episode, because it's a different situation. Every scene is a different kind of like story.
Oh, okay.
Like a short story kind of thing.
Okay.
You got to. I was taken aback at the first couple episodes, but you're like, oh, that's what they're doing. All right, and you find the humor in it pretty quickly. Anyway. What's it called again?
Way of the House Husband on Netflix.
Yeah. Way of the House Husband. All right.
Anyway, you brought up CW too. We have some news coming out. Do you have this, Josh, coming out of the Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah, Foo. So it was just announced a couple days ago that none other than Heatwave himself, Dominic Purcell, will no longer be a part of DC's Legends of Tomorrow after this 6th season.
Based on what we know, there's been some bad blood, I guess.
It's actually been there's contract disputes between him and the CW for the 7th season. And rather than play the politics, he just said, "Fuck it, I made enough money, I'm good." and also his character's kind of run its course too.
Oh, really?
He's been a great piece of that Legends of Tomorrow. I don't know if you guys caught past like season 3. He after like Leonard Snart was like killed in the first season, and then so on. He's been that guy that's just a dick. That he's been the one person that you wouldn't think would be a part of this fucking team. That
well, he was a villain. He was originally introduced as a villain in the Arrowverse.
Yeah, him and Leonard Snart, Captain Cold, were originally villains, and then he's an anti-hero. He rather just be a time superhero than be a villain, because all he wants to do is just drink beer all day and write his erotic novels.
Right.
That's his pastime. Is he writes erotic novels?
Yeah, that's
like
right.
I remember the episode where it was about the kaiju episode where they run into Honda, the originator of Godzilla, and he has like his typewriter, and it's a magic typewriter that when he starts typing, the story comes to life. So he writes his erotic novel on the typewriter, and the woman comes to life, and all of a sudden, like, the legends are about to go into his room, and the woman just pops out, and they're like, never mind, Mick. And he's all, close the door. Yeah, he was a comic relief, man, and it's gonna suck seeing him gone, but I get it. Like, this was his post that he originally posted. So he took it down and he wrote another more like PC version, I would say, because here it is. So he said, "Deal isn't done. I have no interest. Whatever cash they throw on the corporate level, I'm walking away from CW's Legends of Tomorrow. It's been a total pleasure and a humbling experience bringing DC Comics' iconic character Heatwave, aka Mick Rory, to life. I smashed this character. Not an actor in the world could have done better. Fact. Such a funny cunt. Time to move on and see how shit unfolds. Katie Lotz, Nick Zano, look after the kids coming through. They need education. They are a number. Teach them not to rely on loyalty from the studio. The studio does not care. The actor's worth ethic and talent must give them the confidence to question authority. Much love to all. It's not lost on me how very fortunate I am. Actors, hit me up on DM."
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's a bittersweet to see him go. But I mean, there's just sometimes you can't. There's no getting past disputes between studios and actors. I mean, as we've seen with current DC and Warner Brothers studios with Ray Fisher. I mean, we're not going to have any cyborgs going forward. So that tells me that there's something deeply wrong with Warner Brothers.
Oh, dude, I think we've known this.
General.
I think we've known this. Warner,
yeah,
it's Warner Brothers. It's got to be Warner Brothers.
It's Warner Brothers. It has to be Walter Hamada, who's the lead in Warner right now.
Yeah, I mean, not only have we been getting subpar products when we're talking about live action Warner Brothers DC movies, but the only thing that's good about them is the storyline that's already been printed on a comic book, and that they're trying to replay it on the screen in live action. It doesn't work out because there's always some beef. They don't know how to handle, or it's all about the revenue rather than the storyline. So they're very short-sighted and tunnel vision with a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, look, they had a fantastic product in Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League. I mean, if they had released that, they probably would have done better at the box office with the amount of success and, the acclaim that people have given it recently. That just shows that DC do not have good talent evaluators. Excuse me.
Jesus.
They do not have good talent evaluators whatsoever, and that's a problem. Where you have Marvel on the other side that they just spew out talent. They know that the talent is what's bringing this product to life, and they got to take care of them every which way they can. So it's a little disconcerting. It's a little disheartening for a DC fan, as I like to claim myself. I'm more of a DC fan than Marvel, granted, but DC
Marvel's execution has been amazing. Marvel just knows how to execute.
Yeah.
So So
yeah, and I think that has a lot to do with the backing of Disney. I mean, Disney's a production company that knows what they're doing. I mean, they've made billions and billions of dollars on other, movie ventures and stuff. So they obviously know what they're doing. I don't know about Star Wars. That's a whole different other topic. Let's just kind of avoid that. But
let's also remember though that the first Marvel movies were not made by Disney, and they were still amazing.
True, but they were made by a major Disney contributor nowadays, Mr. John Favreau, who is actually in charge of the TV version of the Star Wars universe, which, thank God, him and Dave Filoni are doing a fantastic job. So, I mean, I think it starts from the top. Obviously, at Warner Brothers, they just got to get their shit together. Pile it all up. I don't care what they do with it. They just got to get it together. Mm-hmm. Just get it together.
Listen to the fans.
They never do.
No.
They never do. And that's been plaguing DC fans for decades now. It's who knows? Who knows when that'll change? Somebody's got to die, I guess. I don't know. Because that corporate structure is not going to change. And the same brains that have given us the last however many decades of disappointment it's going to keep happening.
Well, there is a bright side to it. We got the upcoming Black Adam movie that's going to come out next year, which I have high hopes for. Henry Cavill is in talks to reprise his role as Superman in that movie, which is, if he does it, awesome. But we also have the new Flash movie coming out, where they're saying if Michael Keaton does not come back, because he's waiting out this whole COVID thing, from my understanding, that's why he hasn't fully signed on yet. They are in talks with Christian Bale for him to reprise his role as Batman in the Flashpoint movie that's coming out. So they're planning on having multiple Batman, which again is fantastic because that's what DC is. It's the multiverse, that's their big thing. Yeah. They're even going to have they confirmed that Grant Gustin will be playing the TV's Flash in the Flashpoint movie. Ooh, yeah. Nice. So just like how we had Ezra Miller cameo in the Crisis movie, series, Grant Gustin's going to do the exact same thing. So I don't know if it's going to be the same scene, but that's going to be fucking amazing.
It was only a few seconds, but it was pretty cool how they did it.
It was awesome. It was a great interaction. He's like, "I'm Barry Allen." Whoa! Like, what?
But one thing that, hopefully we don't get the whole metallic Flash suit that Ezra Miller was wearing. Hopefully now it's kind of like that leathery look that we got out of the Snyder Cut.
From what I heard, or from like basic renderings of the new suit, it's going to be a little more on par with the TV shows. It's going to look a little bit more sleeker, but it's not going to be like metallic. It's gonna materialize like out of a ring, or in some shape or form similar to the new shows. Yeah, so that's going to be awesome. Andy Muschietti, who directed the It movies, he's the director of Flashpoint. So I think it's going to be good. And then also, too, Foos, we still got the Pattinson movie coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And they've wrapped filming. They're just editing now at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's taking place in Earth 2, which even after... which is canon, because after Crisis on Infinite Earths, when they all come together, and even after Infinite Crisis, they're still in Earth 2. There's still two Earths that are there, not just one singular one. So the fact that this Batman's taking place on another Earth it's good, because that's showing it's in more isolated universe. And I like that. I like that they're doing that, because they've also announced that Robert Pattinson is going to have full input and control with his Batman for the foreseeable movies that he has. I think he has 3 movies he signed on for.
I'm happy with him so far, even though I haven't actually seen anything more than what anybody's seen so far. But just like I said those many months ago, it's all about that chin. That's a righteous looking chin. He
fills the suit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He fills the suit.
He does.
They did a good job on how that suit looks and the mobility of it. I like it. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have, going forward.
I'm also interested in seeing the evolution in his gadgets too as we go with him.
Yes.
The gadgets, the suit. I'm sure there's going to be other kinds of shit. I hope that they introduce Dick Grayson in a very tasteful way, as like a child at the circus.
Yes.
My good, like they have so much that they can do that has not been correctly done before in a live action sequence on a Batman movie. That the opportunity is there, and it's low hanging fruit. My God.
I mean, he's the perfect age for them to introduce Dick Grayson, because especially this is supposed to be early in his career.
Right.
Like you said, man, it's a great opportunity for them to introduce any of the other Robins too. The fact that we've had so many Batman movies and we only have 2 shitty fucking movies that have Robin in it, and only one of them is a decent interpretation of Robin. Don't get me started on the second one with his namesake in it. But I mean, his
middle name was Robin, Josh. His middle name was Robin. And you know what pissed me off more? It wasn't even that. It was all the idiots in the theater that started clapping. It's like, that has nothing to do with the lore that we know Batman for. It's like, why is everybody happy about this? That bugged me.
Hold on. Dark Knight Rises, I get it. That was okay because it's supposed to just be an Easter egg. He's not really going to be Robin.
Fuck that. Why bother then? Why burn the calories?
Because they did it for all the other 3 movies, Foo, and I mean they're just finishing off the storyline. That was it. It was the one and done.
Lazy, dude.
Though I was a little upset when they showed him finding the cave and then he didn't do anything. They didn't show us anything else after that. I mean, they could have created a Nightwing series. I mean, I like the Titan series that we got, but I would have liked a Nightwing movie. That would have been dope.
It just goes to show WB doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
Nope. So no foresight, man.
You can't just throw out a name of a major character and expect us to just be complacent with it.
Oh, yeah. Robin? Okay, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, it's his middle name. You good with that? All right, fuck off.
There's an article out there for one of the writers from the Snyder Cut for Justice League. And he talked about how literally Warner Brothers had 0 foresight for their future movies. Like, they didn't plan or timeline how they wanted to do their movies. They're just like, okay, we're doing Justice League. Like, when they did Batman vs. Superman, because he was a writer on there, they didn't think about doing Aquaman or the other movies before Justice League. They're like, okay, no, we're going to do Justice League now. Okay, maybe we'll do Aquaman after. Oh, no, actually, no, we'll do Shazam. Like, he's just like, dude, it was completely scattered. There was no organization. They had no planning whatsoever on it. And
like the phases that we've seen in Marvel, the execution in Marvel has been chef kiss.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Foo. Gordon Ramsay would approve, Foo. Ramsay would approve.
Yeah.
And you know what, Foos? The only thing DC has going for them are their TV universe and their animated universe.
Which has been exquisite.
It's been fantastic. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw Apocalypse War.
Yeah.
That was fucking awesome. And the new one that's coming out, The Long Halloween, Part 1. Steph, I don't know if you've read the Long Halloween comics.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. I'll give them. I have it. I have one. I have it, so I'll lend it to you so you can read it.
Let me borrow it.
It's fantastic. It pretty much the Dark Knight movie took inspiration from the Long Halloween, as well as so like if you watch the animated movie, you're going to see a lot of parallels to the Dark Knight storyline because that's pretty much what they're taking it from. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer, watch the trailer, but it pretty much follows Batman as he's working with Harvey Dent before Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face. Yeah. And pretty much like how it happens in Dark Knight, how he turns into Two-Face at the end, that's essentially what's going to happen here. But it leads into like a second comic series where they introduce Dick Grayson in the same universe. There's 2 different ones back to back. But yeah, man, if you haven't caught the comic book, they have it available on Amazon, The Long Halloween, and the sequel to that one as well. Definitely a read, definitely a good read, and quite frankly, one of the best Batman graphic novels out there for sure.
Tight. All right, well, is that going to wrap it up for Geeking Out?
See, I think we geeked out enough.
All right, well, everybody stick around for the Joint Report coming right up.
Nerd! Are you on weed? Give me some. I'll smoke you 2 under the table.
The Joint Report is brought to us by 420 Slippers. Rest easy knowing they're not laced. So, Foos, this week it's 420 for everybody who celebrates. This is a momentous occasion.
I like that one.
Shut up. Last year was supposed to be the Super Bowl of 420s because the entire month of April was supposed to be 420 because it was 2020.
It was for me.
Well, yeah, I mean those who took it seriously just made sure that we celebrated, but we couldn't celebrate together is what I'm getting at. And, as slowly but surely things will start opening up, and it's not going to happen by the end of this 420, but at least, there's some comfort levels happening, with people getting the vaccine and that kind of thing. But in other news, when it comes to 420, we've had good old lovable Willie Nelson.
Willie!
Yeah, he's been talking about the high holidays. And, ironically, or at least serendipitous enough, his birthday is on April 29th. And at least for everybody who celebrates the high holidays, it's anything between April 20th and April 29th, because at least it starts with April 20th, something. So there's been an open letter that's been written just showing how he would like to petition for 420 or the high holidays to become national holidays. And I wanted to go ahead and read that open letter that Look Presents, which is he's in partnership with them, wrote for Joe Biden, the president, and the rest of Congress. So what it says is, April 20th, known in these parts as 420, has long been celebrated as a holiday in smoky circles throughout this fine country. But in reality, for cannabis users, one day just isn't enough. In fact, for us, the high holidays begin on 420 and end on 429, the birthday of the legendary Willie Nelson. The fine people of Luck, Texas, and supporters of the great Willie Nelson, on behalf of cannabis users around the nation, are writing today to ask you to consider declaring the 9 days spanning April 20th to April 29th an official national holiday, the High Holidays. We believe that recognition of the high holidays opens the door to much-needed dialogue supporting the many benefits of cannabis while helping to remove the unjustified stigmas currently surrounding this amazing plant. Please puff and pass this to your friends in Congress for consideration. When you do, reflect on the immortal words of Willie, who said, "I think people need to be educated to the fact that marijuana is not a drug. Marijuana is an herb and a flower. God put it here. If he put it here and he wants it to grow, what gives the government the right to say that God is wrong?" Quote Willie Nelson. And who knows? I mean, we got this off of change.org. If you type in the high holidays, you all can sign the petition to have this sent over to our government for them to consider this. Now, obviously, the only way that they can consider this is by making it legal, which I think is the underlying kind of message here is like, why the hell isn't it legal yet when it really should not be a Schedule I drug equivalent to meth and other opiates that are out there that are really ruining people's lives. It's silly. And the fact that I think Joe Biden hasn't really opened up that dialogue as much as he should is a little eye-opening to me.
And especially after they campaigned about that shit. And even Kamala, campaigned for it too. So, way to go, politicians.
Well, I mean, I think the expectations aren't high. When we think of politicians, they really just want the vote, and then they try to forget everything that they just said when it doesn't agree with their agenda. I mean, we've been seeing politics and politicians really try to move towards that direction that would be in favor of decriminalizing or just taking it off of that Schedule I substance altogether. I just don't think that we're there yet. As progressive and as liberal as I think our society has grown, I don't think that we're there yet when it comes to the pushback that we're getting on not being able to effectively overcome it. Because that still exists in Middle America, in the Bible Belt. That's just it continues to be a stigma. And, we've only really seen it come from states that are really close to the oceans, the outskirts of America, but not the heartland. And I think if we can win over the heartland, we can really move the needle. And I think that's what Willie is trying to use himself as an instrument for. It's because, he's a Texas boy.
This actually comes a couple of days after Democrats actually put a plan forth for pot pot reform. So some senators are actually going through with it. They have an actual council now, Foo. It is called the United States Cannabis Council, which was launched in February to coordinate and represent about 50 organizations and businesses promoting policy and legislation.
Nice.
So yeah, man. So I mean, we're getting slow progress. Again, I think there's more important things going down. Yeah. Right now,
they can do two things at once, though. They can do two things at once.
What?
It doesn't. It's not a flow chart. Like, things just happen interwovenly like this. They don't have to wait. What do they have to wait for?
See, I don't know about that, man. A computer takes so long to do multiple processes at once. It takes a lot of energy and time. So.
Well, I just signed this petition.
There you go.
It took me all of 2 minutes.
That's just 2 minutes I don't have.
And you know what? I think it's a good thing that our allies around the world, Canada, Mexico, some European countries, they're letting go of that stigma. They're legalizing it the way they should. I think it serves for good competition, because if there's one thing that the U.S. and the capitalists over in Washington, D.C. can agree with, or at least take seriously, is competition. And they don't want to be second to anybody. And it just shows that we are not only second, we're probably worse than that when it comes to actually going up with this progressive measure of legalizing cannabis. And if they're going to legalize it, I think everybody in their most reasonable mind wouldn't mind the restrictions with it, or at least as long as they're reasonable, with the taxation behind it and the regulation and that kind of thing. Because we all realize where we live, we're in the United States of America. It's one big rule all the time. Like, there's always something that you got to follow. There's taxes behind everything, and that's fine. As Americans, I think that we can all agree that that's just never going to go away. So let's bring the cannabis industry into the 21st century. So, but anywho,
yeah, I would give it, watch, within the next 10 years, hopefully sooner, then, we won't have to fight as hard.
I think everything will be in place. The regulations from an industry level, from just being a part of the cannabis community, the best way to do something, like the SOPs would be written. It's just a matter of the fucking government saying, we're cool with it now. Go do what you must, and everything is going to already be in place. If anything, I think they're letting the free market.
New York on hand now.
Yeah, New York's joined us. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, for other states like Arizona to be on the same page as us when it comes to cannabis, I mean, we would never thought that Arizona would be on that page, but.
Well, Arizona's progressed, man. They got an astronaut for a senator now.
They do.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kelly, right?
Yep.
Yeah. See, Mr. Kelly's light years ahead of his time.
Oh, look what he did. You see that? Look what he did.
He said it.
Douchebag.
You're welcome. All right. You're welcome, America.
Well, anyway, I'm interested to see how people perceive this, because it is Willie Nelson, country singer since since the 50s, I think he's been doing this.
Oh, one 60s? Of the OGs, man. Yeah, dude, since the late 50s.
If you could get 60s. Snoop Dogg to sing On the Road Again with you in your minivan, you won the conversation. So please.
Oh. I mean, dude, you can get some homies to sit down and listen to some Willie. Who doesn't like Willie, man?
I've seen Willie in concert too. I saw him at Coachella. That guy, he keeps it real. He just keeps it real. He'll stop. I think he didn't stop the song he was singing, but there was an instrumental break, and he just lit up a joint in the middle.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch live. If everybody has an opportunity to watch Willie Nelson, even if country isn't your thing, Willie Nelson transcends that. He writes good music. They're more folk songs than they are country songs. It's old school country, which is equivalent to modern folk music. So it's what makes it good, because this day's country is not what it used to be. It's especially that bro country.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Toby Keith.
Oh, please.
Stop it.
Stop right there.
Stop that right now.
Last time he's mentioned on the show.
Well, I think that's going to do it for the Joint Report today. Everybody stick around for Foobar Sports.
Smoke weed every day.
Foobar Sports is brought to us by Brunswick's Silent Disco Bowling. You won't even hear a pin drop. So what do you got for us today, Josh?
Get out.
A lot of baseball, right?
Well, guess what? A lot of sports been going on. And fans out back into some games, Foo. The Lakers just welcomed back fans on April 15th into the stadium. Granted, a small amount. I think only about 10,000. They still kind of block out the first, I think, 10 rows from the bottom. And then, or actually, like the first 20 rows are pretty much occupied with being the first 10, like bigger space for the players themselves. Obviously they say there's a couple of COVID restrictions. You do not come if you're sick or have a fever. Obviously, they even have like temperature checks from when you go in, and you have to wear a mask at all times while you're there, or at least wear a mask. Doesn't necessarily have to be at all times if you're eating, because they allow people to eat. They have concessions and stuff, but it's still pretty social distance. I don't know if you've seen any of the latest Dodger games that they're fans there now in the stands. You can get tickets if you want. If you guys are interested in going to games, tickets are open now and available for everyone to go in and watch a game, dude. And I'm excited. Once I get my vaccine, I'm going, dude. I'm fucking going.
Yeah, and
ain't stopping me.
A little over a week, or maybe even under a week ago, I think I posted something on Instagram regarding anybody who's planning on going to Dodger Stadium. There's the new like rules and restrictions. I don't know if you're interested in hearing about that.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So what they had posted on their Dodgers Instagram, and I'm sure it's on all the rest of their social media. I posted this on April 9th. Only digital tickets will be accepted. It's very much just have it on you. Dodger Stadium is going cashless. That's one thing that's, if you're paying with cash, you were a detriment to the people waiting in line anyway. You were just slowing shit down. The parking lot must be purchased in advance. So if you're gonna be planning to park there, which a lot of people, at least within the last, ever since Uber has come about in the zeitgeist, people just Uber it there. Really, I don't think I remember seeing a full Dodger parking lot since Uber became a thing.
Fuck you smoking.
I'm just saying, that's what I've noticed, dude. There's like open areas of parking,
but they're still like a mile away from the stadium.
Whereas before everything was full, is what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
Well,
go for it, Josh. Well, I'm saying when we went to the LA Fan Fest last year before everything shut down, that was a pretty packed stadium. Yeah. It's a pretty full parking lot. I used to, even before the shutdown, purchase my tickets beforehand, or at least purchase my parking pass beforehand, because it's actually relatively cheaper than purchasing it there.
Right.
Because if you buy it in advance, it's like $20 online, but if you're going there, it's like $45 at the fucking gate.
Ridiculous.
It's just like, dick. Why the $25 increase?
It's day of. They got to pay the salaries of the people working the toll booths.
I get that, but no, that's fucking Frank McCourt, man. That's not the Dodgers. Frank McCourt's he owns the parking lot. He's the one that makes the parking ticket prices.
What a doof.
That's probably why.
Well, I know
Dodgers are just like, yo, we'll give it to you cheaper, but McCourt's gonna rape you if you come here.
Yeah.
So,
the last couple times we watched the Dodgers, I think we were bussed in. We would go to Union Station and then take the bus there, get dropped off.
Oh, because we didn't want to deal with it.
Yeah. Because F that.
Yeah. Well, the other new things that are happening at Dodger Stadium are food and beverages must be purchased through their mobile app for contactless pickup. So you can't actually get in line and do the concessions anymore, which I kind of like. If they can come to you, that's pretty dope. And just this means that the dude selling that was originally out there selling the hot dogs, going hot dogs, and just chucking at your face. Now he's going out there with pretty much a plan. He already has the list of people.
Order 15, yeah. Order 15.
Yeah, exactly. And he still chucks it at your face.
Like, I'm wondering, how that's going to happen if you're in the middle of the row. Like,
hand. Yeah.
Are you just going to do hand over hand, or is he going to have like a stick and then just kind of bring you?
Because the point is to prevent other people from touching it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think how they're spread out. I think there's like sections marked off, so I think they kind of keep people towards the edges. I'm not.
Okay.
I mean, I have to go to a game to really know.
And
exactly
if there's
how
not
it
that,
works,
if an entire row isn't full, I'm sure it's easier to just walk through.
exactly.
Yeah.
the rows.
Yeah, you're not walking over people
Yeah.
like as before when you'd be fucking elbow to elbow in your fucking seat,
Jeez.
or the dude spilling over his seat next to you, and you can't even put your elbow on the
my
thing.
God.
You know?
Now, this
I'll miss
next
those
one is
days.
something that
Don't-
people are going to be, I think people will struggle with. Only diaper bags that accompany infants and clear plastic bags no larger than 12 by 12 by 6 inches are permitted. You're going to get all kinds of assholes trying to sneak things through, man. I think that's going to be something people struggle with, or at least security is going to struggle with.
I don't think that's going to change, man. I definitely don't think that's going to change any. I mean, people are going to be pissed about. There's always going to be people pissed about something.
Yeah.
About something, and I get it, the safety aspect of it. I mean, I wasn't one to bring a bag anyway to the games before anyway. And I used to advise girls that I was going to the games with, don't bring a fucking bag because I don't want to wait in the damn line.
Yeah.
I'll carry it in my pockets if I have to, but don't bring a damn bag.
Yeah. Social distancing will be enforced throughout the stadium. Obviously, we know that. Fans are to refrain from close contact with the players. There's going to be a buffer between the dugouts and the front rows. Masks will be required for anybody ages 2 and up. And lastly, Dodger Stadium and the surrounding parking lot is now a smoke-free facility. And I'm sure they also mean vape-free when they say that, because that's how it's been pretty much anywhere else. And that's just because, if you have the disease, and it's going to travel in the smoke, and you don't want that.
It's just dumb if you're still smoking outside places right now during this time, you're an asshole, and fuck you.
Yeah, I think society has kicked you out into the street by now.
That's fine.
All the smokers.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean,
As
just
long as I'm not associated with those assholes.
get your nicotine patch, grab your edible, come in and have a
There's
great
fucking
time.
gum for you guys, man. I mean, fuck. What else do we got to do for you?
Right?
Got to cut your lung out?
Well, to some, yeah.
Oh.
But anyway, you brought up the Dodgers. What's happening?
Foo! We're beating the fathers, foo. We're beating them back to church.
Them
Old
Padres.
school style. The Padres, foo.
Yeah, egg on Machado's face for thinking he had a better lineup than the Dodgers.
Yeah, fuck
Fuck
you,
that guy.
Machado. You ruined it. You ruined that series for us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, foo, we won. Won this last weekend. Everyone is saying pretty much that this is going to be the matchup that it's either one of these two teams that are going to be going to the World Series between the Dodgers. So the Dodgers are seeing it as playing 19 World Series games, because they play the Diamondback or the Padres, I believe, 8 times this year, and then who knows how many times they'll have to eventually play them in the World Series. Fuck you, Siri. Man, bitch is always talking back to me. Anyway,
Siri thought you were talking to her?
you thought I was talking to her, right? No, I'm talking to you.
He's saying series.
Series. God. But yeah, man, the Diamondbacks bolstered their lineup this offseason. They got what's it called? Darvish. Darvish. They got Darvish this past offseason. They also got Blake Snell from the Devil Rays. Then Fernando Tatis. You know what? I don't like the Padres, but damn, dude, he's talented as fuck.
Yeah,
he's a great player, man.
Didn't I hear he got injured or something like that recently?
He is injured.
Oh.
He has a serious injury, and they decided to put him into the lineup anyway, especially this weekend
Well, it's
against
baseball.
the Dodgers.
Watch the dandelions grow. He's
Did
fine.
they need him to walk it off? What?
Fuck. Apparently, I mean, it's something to do with his shoulder. I'm not exactly sure what his injury is. I'll look it up at the moment. But yeah, they just decided, fuck it, we're bringing his ass back. Like, he's fine. Walk it off. Put some dirt on it. You'll be fine. And his shoulder injury. I mean, dude, shoulder injuries are pretty serious, especially for baseball players. I mean,
You use your hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so for them to really put their young player at risk with this injury, I mean, dude, it's not worth it to fucking go up against the Dodgers. What do you got to prove? This dude, like, I mean, you're going to lose anyway. And obviously they did. So didn't really help their case. this last
Especially
weekend.
a player that you've locked in for so long on such a huge contract.
Exactly, man.
So why are you going to try to damage that? But
yeah, so Dodgers beat them Friday. They beat them a score 11-6. They went into the 12th inning. So it went deep, man. But the Padres put up a good fight. And then this last Saturday, the Dodgers won it again, thanks to Giddo Kershaw. We beat them 2-0. They didn't score shit, but they got 3 hits on us.
Mm-hmm.
And today, as we're recording this, Trevor Bauer will be pitching against the Padres.
All right.
And as far as I can see at the moment, wow. You know what? We lost. Look at that. We lost 5-2. So look at that. Look at that.
All right.
Way to go, Dodgers. Way to back me up here.
Oh, well.
Couldn't go for the 3-peat, huh?
Can't win them all, I guess.
But, I mean, dude, it's great to have a full season of baseball again.
Yeah.
We had that compacted season last year, and to be able to go to games I cannot wait to finally be at the stadium and take it in all its glory.
Yeah, I think
fantastic.
I'll get my second Pfizer shot when this podcast releases on Monday the 19th. So I'll be, by the end of April, I'll be nice and vaccinated.
Nice. I get mine on Friday. So we'll both be nice and ready to go to games, Foo.
Starting in May. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Nah, I'll still wear a mask and stuff.
Zero fucks given. But continuing on the MLB, the All-Star game was originally scheduled to be in Atlanta this year. However, with the recent voting legislation in Georgia that went down, that pretty much is the most racist voting legislation that's been put into place since the Jim Crow era, the MLB decided, fuck you, Georgia, we're moving this shit. Mm-hmm. You're not getting this All-Star game. So they've actually decided that they will be having the 2021 All-Star game in Colorado this year. So, Foos, Denver All-Star game. Anybody?
In July?
Denver?
I'm kind of down.
Let's go.
I'm kind
of down. When we went, Josh, for my bachelor party to Denver, we were this close to watching a Dodgers versus Colorado series, remember? And then I think they
even a Raiders versus Broncos game.
Yeah, there was even
but
that.
We just got too high.
It didn't happen. But this would be a nice opportunity to go check out the All-Star game if we can get it.
Coors Field is a dope stadium to go to.
You get drunk faster there too. Because of the altitude.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Coors actually tastes really good up in that altitude.
It does.
Like when we went to the Coors factory.
I think we need a second trip to the Coors factory. Because look at all that beer, that beer that we got that last.
Everybody gets 2 free beers, right? And you guys gave me everybody in the bachelor party
Everyone
gave me one of their
2
beer. One of their 2 beers. Yeah.
It's funny because it's not just a small sample; it's like a full beer.
It's a pint. Yeah, it's a beer.
Yeah. It's a pint, man.
I got annihilated.
Yeah, you did. You even had to take your little you had to take your disco nap before we went out to drink some more that night.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Oh man, it was
great.
Man.
It's gonna be dope, but I like that the MLB's taking this stance, especially sports have been a little bit more politicized, and I think a lot of people have. Obviously, that's what's deterred a lot of people from watching football and maybe even basketball recently. But hey, man, these guys are multi-billion-dollar industries, and if they're going to use their voice to make some type of change or to impact some type of change, I'm all for that. Because
I don't mind.
We need, as the little guy. Yeah. Why not mind? I mean, we're the little guys, man. Someone's got to represent.
Yeah, and you got to figure, some of the most athletic and talented athletes that we have right now are not white guys. It's just so if we don't have them, we've exploited their talents for too long, I think. When it comes to anything that they do in their arts and everything. So.
Exactly. So why not give them the voice? Why not let them be heard? it's time for everyone to fucking wake the fuck up. Especially as we'll see in our later conversation with Sage Avalon. When we discuss anti-Asian hate, which is honestly, man, I don't see a reason why. I mean, granted, I came up in a very racist household, or at least they used it for joke wise. They very much used it for the joke aspect, but to a certain degree, just it's like, okay, man, hold up, let's cool it down now. So it was a little funny, but now it's just getting mean. Now you're just mean.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Well, it depends on who's telling it and how they're doing it. If you know that they're just fucking around, and I know it's tough to say it these days, but growing up in the 90s when you had Def Jam and other other comics that were like Dennis Miller or things like that would joke about it, but that they were just fucking around. They had no hate in their heart. Right. When they were saying stuff like that, unless you were talking about...
it's just funny. It was more of like funny observations.
It's
just rather than being racist behind it.
Right.
It's just those that have that super prejudicial intent and xenophobic intent that it's just like, nah, you get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Wake up, man.
Yeah. There's better ways to craft a joke where you can still get the same point across without sounding like such a douche.
Yeah,
I know, man. It's just low hanging fruit at that point. It's like, did you really put effort into that joke? Did you really?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I'd always speaking about comedians like that make the Asian jokes. I thought they were hilarious. Like, I'm Asian, and I thought they were funny. Just like making fun of.
Joe Coy does it. Steve Byrne does it, and they're Asian. Yeah. But even others.
But they're like, it's like tasteful in a way. It's not like mean.
Right.
That's what I like to see.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's real. Like any George Lopez stand-up, or even like his audio tracks, right now, or later.
Yeah.
Like, dude, they're so racist against Mexicans, but they're hilarious because as Latinos, we've seen all that shit.
Yeah. It happens.
It happens.
So you got to poke fun at your reality.
Exactly.
You don't take yourself so seriously.
Those are the things where it's like, okay, that's funny, that's good. But if you're doing it in a mean way, or you're like trying to be fucking, what the hell's his name? Not George Sanford. All in the Family. Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker.
If you're like Archie Bunker level status, okay, you need to slow your fucking roll, bro.
That's
he was playing a character. He was playing that character who was like blind to how society was progressing in front of his eyes, and he was down into his old ways. Of course, the actor wasn't like that.
No, of course not. No. I'm talking about the character.
Yeah.
Though. Like there are a lot of Archie Bunkers out there to this day. So
this reminds me of a Bill Burr very short joke that he tells, and it's funny we're talking about the Asian hate. There's a difference between an observation as, there's a lot of Asians in this restaurant compared to the fuck are all these Asians doing in this restaurant? There is a clear difference between them and the tone that you use when you tell something like that. So, but anyway, we got off on a tangent.
Yeah,
there.
Man. we did. But that's what this show's about, man. It's about the tangents.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit about the actual content? But Foo, you know what? Let's. I just want to finish off sports with a very touching story.
All right.
Or very, about the Foo really trying his hardest, his darndest, really, to beat me in Madden football. And he so much so that he's played over 50 plus games online in Madden football to practice to beat me. And his current standing record against me is 0-13. He's throwing up that big goose egg against me. And this past week, he actually posted on our Foobar chat his record. Like, yeah, I'm above 500. Woo! And I responded, and I'm like, well, now you're ready to face me, Foo. And so he hit me up right after that. He's like, let's go, man. Are you off work? I'm like, yeah, I'm off work. He's like, all right, let's do this right now. So okay, cool. I beat him that game 48-7.
What?
What team was he using?
So we like to go random. So I can't remember what team he was using.
I guess it doesn't matter.
I can't remember. I think it was like the Houston Texans or something, and I was using the Cardinals.
Okay.
And fucking whooped his ass. And then he's just like, no, fuck that. Let's run it back. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'll give you another chance. I'll give you a mulligan. So we play. This time he plays as the Washington football team, and I play as the the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, right.
And so it's actually a pretty close game this entire time. So we were actually like within a one score at the entire time. So it's fourth quarter. I'm down by a single score. There's only 2 minutes left in the game. I have 0 timeouts, and the 2-minute warning is already gone. So I pretty much had already scored, so I had to kick the ball back to the Foo. So I tried an onside kick, failed. Game over, right? Wrong. The Foos dumbass decides I'm going to fucking throw it 3 consecutive times in a row.
Yeah.
Boom, interception. I score in the next play. Tie ball game. And throughout this entire time, his wife's in the background, and she wasn't there during the first part of the game when he was doing really well. As soon as she comes in and I can hear her, that's when this Foos just starts throwing interceptions, and then
she got to him.
Yeah, she even told him, "Why do you keep playing if you just keep losing to him?"
Damn.
And so I even said, "Foo, she's kind of right though, Foo. I mean, why are you glutton for punishment?" So then he gets the ball back. It's tie game. All he has to do is fucking kick a field goal. I tried onside kicking it again. What does he do again? The dumbass throws the ball again, and I intercept it. They score the next play. Foo loses by 2 touchdowns at the end of this game.
His run game is
and there was only 2 minutes left in the fucking game, and he choked.
Wow. Well, it's nice to know whenever I play Foo Madden that his run game is non-existent.
I tell him every single time too. I give this guy pointers. I'm like, hey Foo, maybe you should just start focusing on the run, because you can't pass for shit. And doesn't get it.
He doesn't want to hear it.
Get it.
No, he doesn't want to hear it.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. But Foo, hey, it's okay, man. I'm sure you're gonna be listening to this, and we'll probably be playing again. So, nice try.
Well, you know what they say: a broken clock is right at least twice a day. He may get one on you.
No, still 0, man. Still throwing that goose.
I get that. We're just waiting for that one win where he's gonna obviously just talk all kinds of shit for the one win.
He's gonna have poppers, the little graffiti poppers ready. I got it. Yeah. I got the one. Woo!
Yeah.
Loses 10 consecutive after.
In your face. In your face.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah.
Everyone gets one. According to Spider-Man, everyone gets one.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's it for sports, Foo.
Right on. Well, everybody stick around for the music highlights where we have Sage Avalon. It's going to be a good set. And then right after that, we're going to finish it off with Foo Facts. So everybody stick around. Today's music highlights is brought to us by Decomposers, the luxury cemetery for musicians. And on today, everybody, we have a very special guest. We teased it in the last episode. We have Sage Avalon on the show. Say hi, Sage.
Hello.
Hey,
hi,
yeah. Thank you
guest
for
that actually shows. All right.
Yeah, the last musical guest totally flaked on us, but yeah, it was his Hope. Remember Hope?
Yeah, man, no hope.
We lost all hope.
No hope.
But anyway, we have Sage Avalon joining us on for this episode. And the reason Sage is on is because Steph discovered her on Instagram. And we went ahead and checked her out on Apple Music. We really enjoy what we heard so far, Sage. Well, I heard everything already. But especially what the most recent single, what's come out in just a year ago with the EP and Vivo. But I mean, we're just getting to know you here, and we appreciate you giving us some time to speak with you. And before I start filibustering, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Sage. I'm from San Diego. I'm a current UCSB student. Mm-hmm. I recently changed my major to psychology. I also do music stuff. I've been singing since I was like 5, and I started playing guitar when I was 15. And now I also produce music, and I released my first EP almost exactly a year ago, April 10th, 2020.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited to be here.
Yeah, no, thanks for doing it. We always like to highlight, artists that, especially in Southern California, but you're coming from us. Are you in Northern California or at least Central California, Santa Barbara?
I'm actually from San Diego, and I grew up here, but I have been at UCSB for a couple of years. So,
are you doing the remote thing right now?
Yes, that stuff.
So you're back at home in San Diego then?
Yes,
all
right now.
Southern California proper. There you go. So one of the things that at least drew me to your music was how it's a mood. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, yesterday I was picking some weeds from the backyard, and I just had all the tracks playing, and it was a fun time. The sun was shining, the dogs were happy. I really enjoyed it.
Birds were singing.
The birds were singing.
The bees were singing. Nice,
yeah, I got stung by a bee, so that wasn't good.
Yeah.
But
now you're just making up stuff.
Yeah. It was nice, and we are going to be playing some of her tracks at the end of the segment here. But I know that, and I asked this. I have been asking this from the musical guests from the last year, because as everybody has noticed, this last year has been a disaster. But how has that impacted your music, and maybe some places that you've been wanting to play? Has it all pretty much been virtual? How have you been keeping yourself busy musically?
So I had a weird situation where, like, the moment that I released my EP, I released my first single, Pure December, in March 2020. So, before the pandemic, I didn't even have music out. So, like, my first experience releasing music was releasing it right into the pandemic. So, I haven't done a live show in over a year now. And I was like performing some of the stuff off of In Vivo before everything shut down, but I haven't really gotten the chance to like perform it in front of a live audience. So that's changed my I guess promotional strategy. Like, I don't have live shows, so I can't like go tour or anything like that. But I really do like collaborating with other musicians. So I've started doing these like, I started a while ago, but I started doing these YouTube videos where we would all just like remotely record our own part for a cover song. And then we'd all put it together. So that's been my way of like collaborating and jamming with other people in the pandemic, and that's been really cool. I've also reached out to more like local magazines and like Gen Z magazines, and just been totally online. I've focused more on YouTube, which has been really fun. I really like YouTube. So yeah, pretty much I feel like I wish I'd started this earlier. I wish I'd started like live streaming earlier, but like I really want to do more live stream shows on Twitch and make that a thing, because those are really fun.
You just had one, right?
I just had one, but I kind of want to do it regularly. Like, I want to figure out more of the technological stuff and then have it be a regular thing.
What do you mean by that? Like, to have more band members on, or what do you mean?
So there's this, my favorite DJ streamer on Twitch is Hannah Wins, and she has all this like technological stuff going on in her stream where like you can redeem points basically, and then it like instantly shows up something on the stream. Or like as far as technology, like the ability to just route different stuff directly to the computer and then have it go like straight to the stream. So I really want to figure out how to do that kind of stuff and like add that to a live stream and just do it more regularly, because it's good practice too.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you're doing something, and hopefully, you know, the people watching are giving you some feedback, you know, while you're doing it. That's always important, because it's like you said, when you put together a YouTube video where everybody's doing their own thing, and then you got to kind of piece it all together into one performance. that wasn't really recorded all at the same time, you don't get that instant feedback that you would if you're on stage in front of a live studio audience or just a live audience in general.
Yeah, who's going to be there to like scream at you if you accidentally hit the wrong chord?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I miss the whoosh of the beer bottle going, past my face when I'm on stage playing my guitar.
It was always exciting as an audience member because you never know if it was going to hit. Is he going to hit him? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know, and it's usually you, Josh. So.
Oh yeah, got to work on my arm.
I know. I'm sure it's atrophied.
Damn rotator cuff, man. Damn rotator cuff.
So Sage, you've only ever known your music has only ever existed in a pandemic, which will be interesting to see how that might evolve when you start releasing other singles or EPs in the future, where the world is opened back up again.
Yeah.
Now, where's the comfort level for you? Because things are slowly opening up. I don't know how San Diego is these days, but here in like Orange County, San Bernardino County, LA County, that's where we're coming from right now. Things are like it's a hit or miss. Something's either open or it's not, and it's either 0 or 100. There's nothing really in between. How is it down there in San Diego right now?
Like as far as like how much stuff is open?
Yeah, how much stuff is open? What they're willing to put on? Like, is there live music happening? What are you hearing out there?
I've heard a couple. Like, I don't even actually. This probably was more in LA. Mm-hmm. A couple of live show things where it was just people basically playing outside on like a street corner.
Oh, okay.
But there's definitely no venue shows that I'm hearing about.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that's open. With like limited capacity as far as museums and restaurants and stuff like that. I've pretty much kept to my routine of just like hanging out at the beach. So I'm glad to have had that during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm not old enough to like go into bars anyway, so like no loss there.
Okay. Yeah, you got 1 year out of the way at least. 1 year closer to 21.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. And we'll just get right into it. I do want to play this first single of yours. Now this one came out a little after your EP, no?
Pure December? That was like a month before.
Scared of Boys. Scared of Boys.
Oh, Scared of Boys. Mm-hmm. That was like a few months ago. That was February 26th.
Okay.
So, pretty recent.
And not only that, I mean, obviously you've been keeping busy musically with releases and that kind of thing. I also saw that you've also recently released a music video, right?
Yeah, for this song.
Yeah, for Scared of Boys. So for those watching us on video, when this is all edited and put together, if it's all right with you, Sage, is it cool if we post that up?
Yeah, go for it.
Awesome. Well, let's listen to Scared of Boys. Here we go.
I'm falling, I lose myself in you, and by the light of dawn, we are melted on your mattress. Feels like floating on a cloud of bliss, but I'm still prepared for anything to happen to this. need you when you give me that. Don't know what's left for me to do. Ask me why. I left my door open for you. I never know if you lock me out of your house. I can't be sure. Keep me guessing. I never know which side of you I'm this week. I left my door open for you. I never know if you lock me out of your house. I can't be sure. Keep me guessing. I never know which side of you on me this week.
Very nice. Now, you said that you just recently got into production. Did you produce that one yourself?
Yeah, I produced that one, and I produced the whole EP too. So that EP was kind of me like getting into music production and like experimenting with different layers and elements and stuff. But I feel like I've improved since then. Sometimes I'll like feel like every artist does this, where you listen to the stuff that you made previously, and you're like, I could have done better, but yeah.
Your voice is amazing.
Thank you so much.
Oh my god, it's so good to
It's
listen
very
to.
soothing to listen to, and also the harmonies that you provide to yourself there. Now, are you playing all of the instruments as well?
Only one is live. So the guitar was from I had this like live bedroom performance of this song that was on YouTube and Instagram also, and I just like used the guitar from that track. And that's the only like actual instrument in there. The rest of it is synths and like drum samples. So the only things there that were like performed live were the vocals and the guitar.
For your live performances in hopefully the near future, do you actually have band members that would join you on stage as well?
I do. They're all in San Diego basically, and a couple in Santa Barbara. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do for like LA shows. Okay. Maybe some of them would come up with me.
Get some subs maybe in the meantime.
Yeah, in the meantime, while everything's electronic and I'm not allowed to have other people in my house, not doing that yet. But yeah, I do have a couple band members who we've talked about playing shows, and that's definitely a plan for me in the future.
Yeah, you want to give them a shout out real quick?
Yeah, sure. One of the band members that I've done a couple YouTube videos with is Rebecca Sykes. She's an amazing drummer. Luke Sparrow, also an amazing drummer. Dr. Nova Faye, amazing bassist. Nicole Duran, really good guitarist. There's a lot of people that I would like to perform with at some point who are also just like my friends.
Yeah, no, that seems like tons of fun. And you have two drummers, so that's always a luxury. That's the drummers are so hard to find.
I'm not gonna do like two drummers per show, but I'm like,
of course,
have to assume that they're not always gonna be available. So
yeah.
No,
cool. Now, also, I see that you've been active in regards to speaking out against Asian hate too. This show is also against Asian hate because I personally haven't experienced it. I'm not Asian. Steph though is half Filipino. I understand you're half Filipino yourself.
Yes, I am.
Have you experienced in the last year or maybe throughout your life some things that that you'd like to bring to light, that just to tell people how okay it's not in the world these days?
So I'm like not super visibly any race, so people don't like immediately pigeonhole me or whatever, although I have like experienced racism and I guess feeling excluded in a lot of like different scenarios in my life just for not being white. But as far as like specific Asian racism, most of that has been directed towards my family members. My mom is from the Philippines and was born there. And when she moved here, she didn't speak very good English and she was bullied a lot for like not, I mean, I'm not going to speak too much for like her story, but she basically did like accent training to train herself to have an American accent so that she wouldn't be like made fun of and stuff at school and just like to fit in and whatever in America. And like there's definitely a couple instances I remember as a kid where people were just racist to my mom like in front of me, like when I was a little kid at the library and my mom was getting in an argument with some guy over like a parking space or something like that, and he said, go back to whatever third world country you came from. And I didn't even know what that meant at the time because I was like a little kid and I didn't even know what a third world country was. So I was like, what? I didn't understand like why she was so upset because I didn't know what that meant. But it's just like embarrassing that guy would say that in front of my mom's kid. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel
they're
like,
so comfortable to just shout something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still definitely a lot of like xenophobia towards Asian people in America in a way that's not as I think each minority experiences racism differently, and with anti-Asian racism I think a lot of it is like just xenophobia and that kind of stereotyping, and I guess it's kind of new to me to see that there's more like direct violence and hate crimes towards Asian Americans because I wasn't as aware of that. And I know that's risen recently in the last year. So that's kind of like a new concept that I've had to wrap my head
it's
around.
definitely being put more on our radar because it is happening more than it has been. In some ways, you know, that the realization is somewhat good because that allows the society to shift in a certain way as long as we're willing to. Hopefully we are as a society. Steph, you were telling me not long ago that Steph takes Taekwondo classes and your Master Lee, right? He's been talking about, and he's Korean.
I know a lot of people, my Master Lee's been experienced like verbal racism just because they're Asian. Some of my older coworkers are afraid to leave their house, you know, outside of work because of what they see on TV. My mom's from the Philippines as well, and growing up, I remember there was a few instances where they would make, like you said, fun of her accent, but my mom is pretty feisty to begin with.
Yeah, she is.
So she would not take it, and she would, you know, get into some physical altercations. Like while I was there, she would like
while you were there. Oh my god!
She was like, "Oh well, my daughter's here. I'm gonna show her that you know you don't take it." And like, I'm not like I'm in Taekwondo, but I'm not gonna right.
Well, your mom's a G, so
yeah,
I know. Yeah.
Well, your mom will shank a dude in a heartbeat if he fucked with you. What you say? That's your mom.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Just their keys.
It's funny because I'm in this martial art, but I'm just like, if that ever happened to me, it's like I would just like kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't use my like physical self-defense. I would just kind of like, I wouldn't shrug it off either because I like internally I'm like a shy person, so I would not want to get into like a physical altercation or try to escalate the situation more.
Yeah. It's hard. Like when you're put in that kind of situation, you know, as a Mexican, I experienced some of these things, you know, in a certain way too, and you just don't know how to react. You don't expect to wake up in the morning and think that you're going to get into some altercation with some guy just because of where your family's origin.
It's shocking if you're actually in that situation. So I mean, I guess it's not really a good thing for Asian people to be like on the lookout that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I guess it doesn't hurt to be prepared.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hearing about this stuff months ago, but it's certainly like become more of a, something that's come to the public's attention. I was hearing about it in Australia on the radio, like Australian Asian people talking about how the attitudes towards Asian people have shifted there. And one of the examples was there's like an Asian market and there's a line going outside, and pretty much everyone shopping there was Asian. And this white man showed up with a whip, and he was just cracking his whip next to the people standing in line. Like, he wasn't actually whipping anybody. He was just trying to intimidate them.
Yeah.
I think he was arrested, I hope. But it was just like the audacity.
Yeah. Like, like, why are you going out of your way to terrorize this group of people?
I know, man.
But anyway, before I know that you had posted something on Instagram, and we want to just make sure that we bring that to light, because it is something that's happening throughout the world. And
you did a fundraiser for that, right? Yeah.
Wanted to do something.
Is that still going on?
It ended on April 5th, but it went on for like a week or so. And we raised like $150, so that was cool.
All right, on.
Yeah.
Well, I encourage everybody to go check out, any other fundraisers happening throughout the world, and try to contribute, or at least bring it to light. Slap it on your social medias so that people can see what other people are doing to try to prevent this kind of thing from happening. But anyway, I wanted to move on to one of the singles that's on your In Vivo EP, Pure December. Is there anything that we should know about this song before we play it?
Yeah, there's a music video for this one also. So if you want to play that,
right on,
you're welcome to.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and play it.
Mind is numbing, keep it coming, let you do what you do. Glowing rain
Very nice.
Thanks.
So good.
You know, one thing I wanted to also give you props on was the aesthetic that you put out there on your social media. Like, who does your photography?
It's usually either me or my friends. I don't really like, I mean, there's a couple times where I've like done photo shoots with, ooh, my battery's running. Give me a sec. I don't want to like.
Sure. Yeah, if everybody goes to her Instagram, you'll notice the colors that are chosen, the wardrobe, all very tasteful, and that's another thing that drew me to just learning more about Sage here. How you doing over there, Sage?
Okay, my computer's like plugged in now.
Okay, no,
Okay.
you're good.
Yeah, usually it's me, my friends, or like photographers that are. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to like not have my laptop fall over. Yeah, and then I do a lot of like the editing or like graphic design elements and stuff when that is needed.
Is also are the music videos homegrown too?
Yeah, one of my friends is a film student, and she filmed Pure December. That was really fun. I love working with my friends. Like, it's just more fun that way, or just working with people where you could be friends, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She's in Atlanta, my friend Aurora, who filmed Pure December, and she really, really wants to move to Santa Monica, and she's been like obsessing over it for the last couple of years. She's like planning to move to California, so she visited California for the first time to come see me and film the video, and I kind of was showing her around. So we filmed at Wind and Sea, and that's like my favorite beach in San Diego, so I got to kind of like show her the beach while also filming the video. And we went to Corvette Diner and just like different spots in San Diego, and that was really fun. So it was like I got to hang out with my friend and show her around San Diego while also making a music video.
Yeah. Well, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
While we're here.
Yeah. Turn on the camera. Let's film something. No, it's all very tastefully done, especially considering it's homegrown. Do you want to give everybody the information for your YouTube, your Instagram, where they can find you?
Yeah, my YouTube is Sage Avalon. If you just type in my name, it should come up. My Instagram is at Sage Avalon with no punctuation or anything. That's also my Twitter, and my Facebook and Twitch are Sage Avalon TV.
Okay.
And I think that's pretty much the important stuff. Yeah, and then Apple Music and Spotify are just my name, Sage Avalon.
Right on. Okay, well, let's play the third song that you brought to the show today. This is your single, Undertow. Let's check it out.
Mm-hmm.
That the birds fly over, better not to quench your thirst, better not to be the first one diving in. Though you got me, you know why. You breathe in the deepest part of the water. What's the matter? You hurt yourself. Open your eyes and there was someone else. Now I've got you in the undertow. Now I've got you in the undertow. Why you wanna blame me for your hurt yourself. Open your eyes and there was someone else. Now I've got you in the undertow. Now I've got you so. Why you wanna blame me for your troubles? You better learn your lesson yourself. Nobody ever has to find out what's in my mind tonight. Nobody ever has to find out what's in my mind tonight. Nobody in my mind. Nobody in my mind. I feel it in my heart tonight. I lay on the floor, pressing in my eyes, seeing little lights. These are these decisions that only one could make. I wanted to stay home, but I went running, 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 running from the troubles. Running, 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 running from the troubles. Running, 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 running from the troubles. Running, 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 running. What's the matter? You hurt yourself. Open your eyes and there was someone else. Now I've got you in the undertow. Now I've got you in the undertow. Why you wanna blame me for your troubles? You better learn your lesson yourself. Nobody ever has to find out what's in my mind tonight. I went running, 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 running from the troubles. Running, 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 running. Running, 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 running from the troubles. Running, 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 running.
Right on.
Solid.
Yeah, that one had all kinds of energy to it, and that one had
Yeah.
the most range, and I really, really liked that one. That's the one I really connected with when I was listening to your stuff, and I wanted to ask you, so, like, what are your influences? Where are you drawing a lot of this musical energy from?
Okay, well, that one was a cover. So that one's originally by Warpaint.
Okay.
But they've inspired me for sure. That when I was writing Pure December, Warpaint was a big inspiration for that song. And so this song originally started as one of like my YouTube quarantine collabs with like other people, and so Warpaint is like an all-female band, and which sounds really awesome. So I hit up all of my female musicians for this one. So that's Rebecca Sykes on the drums. I need water. Rebecca Sykes. Okay, yeah, that's Rebecca Sykes on the drums, Nicole Duran on the guitar, and Nova Faye on the bass. And we were like, we have to do a Warpaint cover because we all love Warpaint. And we want to be an all-girl band right now. Mm-hmm. So we did that, and then I posted it, and I was like, you know what? This is so good. I have to post it on Spotify. So that's just how that happened.
Nice.
But Warpaint has definitely been a big inspiration for me, not just in terms of like their music, but also just like being a female musician and having like to meet like the same standard as anybody else, you know, and prove yourself.
Yeah, so, and now do you? Well, I don't know because I'm not a woman, but
you're not.
Yeah,
you're not.
Newsflash, guys.
Whoa. Shocker.
What was the giveaway? The beard?
Yeah. Well, you know, there's some fine ladies in the circus, Foo, that have a mighty nice beard, so I don't judge.
But before the pandemic hit, before, you know, when we actually used to be able to play live on stage, would you feel like there was a big difference being a female on stage rather than, you know, maybe perceiving it a different way with how people reacted to males being on stage?
I feel like it depends on what you do. Like for singing, I feel like people are used to females like being a singer. I don't really consider myself like a good guitarist anyway, so like whatever. But I feel like there's definitely certain, like especially if you're playing an instrument, there's definitely like, oh yeah, you're pretty good for a girl or whatever, you know, that type of thing. And a lot of my female friends who are in the music scene have experienced that. But, you know, I think it also is like that. I really need water. Hang on. I need more water. It's out.
Okay. No worries. Yeah. So Josh, I don't know. Well, you're not in the scene, but,
no.
That at least with our circle of friends that are in other bands, we've noticed that like when we interact with other, I don't know, musicians or not even musicians, but like other audience members, I was telling Josh that in the circle of musicians that I run with, there's this thing where like if it's a male or female musician, we just call it a guitarist. But a lot of people in the audience would be like, "Oh, that's a female or a girl guitarist or something." It's like, "Oh, it's just a guitarist."
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I've definitely experienced that with like music production as well. Like, in music production, it's like 95% guys, and not a lot of women like produce. And I've definitely gotten a lot more interested in music production as part of like songwriting, and also just I see it as like a big part of my songwriting at this point. And I hang out with like a lot of different producers online and stuff, and I've definitely heard stuff like, wow, usually when girls come in here, they're just like, yeah, I sing or something, but you actually produce that? That's pretty cool. Like, people don't expect you to like have the ability
the bar is low, apparently.
Yeah. And it sucks how it's still like that. Like, we have to try so hard to prove that that's not us. Like, we can do so much more than that. Can you just open your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, have you ever listened to Orianthe's stuff? She's a freaking badass guitarist. In the very last tour that Michael Jackson was preparing for, she was the guitarist that was just shredding it, you know, during like Beat It and all that.
I feel like I have, but I just didn't know who it was.
Yeah,
like, I've heard that name before, but I haven't like done the deep dive yet.
She's one of the better guitarists out there right now. Like she freaking shreds. Like you'll like she just put out an album like maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and it's pretty badass. I think you would enjoy it. But hey, aside from all that, I just wanted to just turn everybody over to Sage Avalon, man. Your music, like I said at the beginning of the interview, it's a mood, and I think on a nice sunny day, just enjoying something. I don't know what you care to enjoy, a drink, a blunt, whatever it may be. It's good stuff to have on, and it puts you in a good mood. I know that some of the lyrics aren't exactly positive, but it's what you're feeling at the time, right?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking that. I was like, dang, really? Because some of my music is so depressing. I mean, it depends on the song.
Yeah.
Some of it is just like depresso music that you listen to at 3 a.m. on your headphones while you cry. But there's definitely other ones that are more upbeat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I'm just gonna tell everybody, put Sage Avalon on your playlist. If you have Apple Music or Spotify, whatever you may have, go ahead and give out your information again, Sage.
Instagram and Twitter at Sage Avalon, Sage Avalon on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Music, and Sage Avalon TV on Facebook and Twitch.
Right on. And you said you want to do the Twitch thing pretty regularly now, right? Is there something we can expect?
I'm still working on setting it up, but after that, I want to do it pretty regularly. Yeah.
Okay, and I'm sure you're going to post about it on your Instagram, so at least have everybody follow her on Instagram at Sage Avalon. Sage, thanks for your time. Thanks for taking some time to talk to us. And
thank you.
Yeah, everybody check us out on check her out tomorrow as this goes out on April 19th, Monday, on the audio version of this on our podcast. And if you check out our Twitch or YouTube, you can also check out the videos for the first two songs that we played. So again, Sage, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks. Bye.
This was fun.
All right, Josh. Well, we got Foo Facts, and Foo Facts is brought to us by 5G Wedding Planners. Get the best reception anywhere with 5G Wedding Planners. So, on today, let's see. We got all three of us doing a Foo Fact. So, Steph, did you want to get us started with this? This is the first time you're providing a Foo Fact, isn't that right?
That's right.
All right. Well, what do you got for us today?
All right, I'm lowering my expectations. Go for it, Steph.
A full NASA spacesuit cost $12 million.
Foo Facts. Foo Facts. Why so much?
While the entire suit cost a cool $12 million, 70% of that cost is for the backpack and control module.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, oxygen and, all of the biosensors and
things
everything.
that keep you alive.
Just the vital things for life,
Right.
in space. But
It's cool.
no biggie.
All right, well, I'll go next on this one. The world's smallest reptile was first reported this year in 2021. Foo Facts. Foo Facts. It just sits at the little, right on your finger there. Those who think that everything on this planet has already been discovered might just not be looking close enough. A tiny chameleon discovered in northern Madagascar and measuring just 28.9 millimeters is believed to be the smallest reptile on Earth. The itty-bitty chameleon was recently discovered and reported in January of 2021 in the issue of Scientific Reports. So, now this is a part two to this fact. There's one thing about these critters that's pretty big for its size. The genitalia of the males measures almost 20% of its body length.
Holy shit.
Foo Facts. Foo Facts. So,
Respect.
if you think that chameleons could fit in anywhere, think twice. Anyway.
He'll whip his dick out at you. All right, Foos, try this one on for toys.
Uh-huh.
So, Foos, did you know typhoons saved Japan from Kublai Khan?
What? Foo Facts. Foo Facts. How so?
So, though the word kamikaze was later applied to Japanese suicide pilots during World War II, it literally means divine wind, and is also used as a historical term to refer to two typhoons that swept through the island nation in 1274 and 1281. Both times, hordes of Mongols led by Kublai Khan sailed from China in an attempt to conquer Japan, and both times a massive storm swept them back. Japanese Buddhists of the time believed that the storms had been the god's way of preserving their empire. So they referred to them as divine wind.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Interesting. All right. Well, Steph, you're up with your... Are these space facts?
I'm doing space facts.
Okay, cool. What do you got next?
There is floating water in space.
Foo facts. Foo facts. Aren't those comets? Isn't that just ice?
No, water. Astronomers have found a massive water vapor cloud, which holds 140 trillion times the mass of water in the Earth's oceans, somewhere around 10 billion light years away, making it the largest discovery of water ever found.
Oh, wow. Interesting. We got to get to there.
Yeah, there's probably an alien species over there, too. But
trying to farm that out.
We will never make it there. 10 billion light years away. Unless we invent...
a wormhole thing.
Warp speed.
A light speed engine.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's see here. Mine is, humans are the only animals that blush. Foo facts. Foo facts. We are also believed to be the only animal that feels embarrassment, a complicated emotion requiring understanding others' opinions and other factors. Charles Darwin called blushing the most peculiar and most human of all expressions, while Mark Twain said, man is the only animal that blushes or needs to. Yeah.
That's true, because a dog will shit wherever the hell it wants.
Yep.
Especially if it's not trained.
Yep.
No chain.
He's just going to look at you for protection. You're watching me, right? You're watching me because I'm taking the shit right here.
Look into my soul as I take this dump.
That's why you get a sty in your eye.
It doesn't happen.
I know.
All right, Foos, here's one for you. Did you know that the high five is a recent innovation?
Foo facts. Foo facts. Really?
And I say, when I mean recent, I mean very recent. It seems like that the simple gesture of one person slapping another person's palm in victory must have been around forever. But in truth, it may be even younger than you are. Actually, not you, Foo, but other people. Mm-hmm. At a pro baseball game in 1977, Dodger player Dusty Baker hit his 30th home run of the season. Mm-hmm. As he rounded home and passed his teammate Glenn Burke in the on-deck circle, Burke raised his hand in excitement in an exciting greeting. On instinct, Baker reached up and slapped it because he said it seemed like the thing to do. Thus, the high five was born.
Yeah, I think it's more instinctual than anything else. I mean, when if somebody's smiling and is holding up their palm, you just want to smack it.
It's cool.
No.
Oh.
No, not you. You didn't do anything good.
Bringing you high quality space facts. Okay?
Well, you're up next.
All right. If two pieces of the same type of metal touch in space, they will permanently bond.
Foo facts. Foo facts. How?
This incredible fact is also known as cold welding, and it happens because the atoms of two pieces of metal have no way of knowing that they are separate. This doesn't happen on Earth because of the air and water found between the pieces.
That makes sense. They just absorb each other.
Space.
Or they just glue each other together.
They weld into each other.
Yeah. All right. Am I next?
Yes.
Okay. You are next, Foo.
All right. Well, this one, and then maybe you can bring it home with yours after this.
All right, Foo.
All right. So this one is, only two mammals like spicy food on Earth. Human and the tree shrew. Foo facts. Foo facts. Yeah, while humans have long had the rare distinction of being the only mammal that actually enjoys spicy food, that list has seen a new addition. As a study by Chinese researchers found that the tree shrews have a mutation in their ion channel receptor the TRPV1, which makes it less sensitive to the hot chemical in chili peppers. As a result, the adorable critters happily gobbled up corn pellets laced with, how do you say that?
Capsaicin?
There you go. The compounds that give peppers their spice, while other mammals in the study avoided them. So check that out.
Come on, we've done so many spicy challenges involving capsaicin.
I've been more worried about not dying with these spicy challenges than actually remembering the terminology.
Pronunciation, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right, Josh, bring it home.
All right, Foo. Here it is, Foo. Did you know that the CIA once tried to create spy cats?
Foo facts. Foo facts. Spy cats.
So the 1960s were the peak years of the Cold War, and American intelligence agencies tried some pretty bizarre strategies to get a leg up on the Soviets. In a project called Acoustic Kitty, CIA operatives attempted to implant listening devices into the ears of cats in hopes of eavesdropping on top secret conversations. They placed the first cat near the Soviet embassy in Washington, D.C., but according to some reports, the poor cat was almost immediately run over by a taxi. The project was shut down in 1967 after the geniuses at the CIA finally figured out how difficult it is to train a cat.
Yeah. And you know, they're now discovering how useful crows and blackbirds can be and how smart they are. So I think, I don't know, they should have gone with that.
Yeah, obviously they chose the wrong animal.
We have some crows that hang out here in the tree. Maybe if I start feeding them, I can have them do my bidding.
No, man, they're way too smart for that.
All right.
Yeah, Foo.
Well,
I mean, you could train a raven. You can train a crow.
Yeah, they're smart.
Just saying.
Pigeons.
They're today's dinosaurs, so they're like a raptor.
Yeah.
Anywho, all right. Well, a good episode. I think it's one of the good ones. I don't know. Sage she was cool. I like talking to Sage. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we can connect with her when she releases more things and we can promote it. Like I said, her music is very chill. Like I enjoyed it. So
something you can definitely vibe to with the smoke, a beer. I mean, shit. Just chilling at home. Why not?
Absolutely.
It's good stuff, man.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, and before we sign off here, I just want to let everybody know that the Fallen Electric has been practicing here at Filthy Martini Studios. I don't know if you guys seen the postings on Instagram.
Yes.
But, we're working to put together a live virtual event coming to you soon from the room that we're doing this podcast in right now. We rehearse a few times a week, and we've got a set list put together. This is the first time we're going to try anything like this, and I'm sure we're going to learn a lot from the experience. But I think it's about time we start to play some shows. We have our new drummer, Charles. He's amazing. He's a great drummer. We're really happy to have him. We miss Richie at the same time, but if Charles can't play a show, Richie will be on the bench and and he'll be called up. But doesn't mean we've and no bad blood with Richie, for those who are wondering. But dude, it's going to be fun. Probably an hour and a half to 2 hour show that we're building up on, and it's free. We're going to throw it up on our YouTube, The Fallen Electric. If you search us on YouTube, it'll be live. There will be instructions at the bottom of the screen on how to tip us. It's like I said, it's completely free, but if you are so inclined to tip us, please feel free and do so. And there'll be information on that on the screen when we go live. So everybody look forward to that. Again, thank you, Sage Avalon, for being on the show. Very interesting. And man, Josh, catch up on Invincible for fuck's sake.
For real,
I will,
dude.
Foo. I will. I'll have watched the whole series by the time we come back.
Well, we're still in the middle of the season, so
I got this. Don't worry.
You just need to catch up at this point. It's so good, dude. It's so good. You'll love it. Trust me. I've not steered you wrong once.
Well,
I'm the same guy who showed you Battlestar Galactica.
Okay. Yeah.
You're welcome. That was a great show for sci-fi.
That was amazing. It's amazing.
Yep. Anyway, thank y'all very much for listening into the Foobar Show. Thanks for hitting subscribe, and remember to rate, review, and tell your friends like a frickin' champion. You can always reach us and check out our merch at foobarshow.com. That's FOObarshow.com, and search FOO Bar Show on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram. Check us out. Drop us a line and we'll foo it up like a couple of foos. I've been Joe C.
I've been Josh.
And Steph.
And for Sage Avalon, signing off saying, don't be a dick!